So this is like, what should I call it? Should it be like more serious Python basics tutorial or Python for noobs, or we'll see. This is kind of, yeah, like the videos. That's the reason why I want more plans before or even maybe have the videos done before I put anything out or start recording. Because in the first video, I want the whole layout so you can like see what's going to be later in the course, and I can't do that unless I'm kind of certain what's supposed to be. So this is on my background. I put like the different parts on the side, and then what's done in this part, and I go down it like that. And then the next video I plop down there, and these things are what we go through in this video. So, but if it's simple things, maybe not have it like, but not have money things to do on this side. We'll see. At least I've planned a bit there. I'm a bit embarrassed to do this on stream, to be honest. This is kind of like a new thing to do for me. I've done different things and learning things, but to actually write like my like YouTube video, what I'm going to say, to do that on stream, that's kind of. But I was thinking maybe it's useful, and maybe if someone don't know it and learns it and can give me tips on the I don't get that, you know. So I kind of would really want to start with the programming, but what I was thinking of really doing is testing idle, because on my machine I've had so many Python versions installed also, so I don't know what links work. I add some of them to my right click, I think, on Python files. Yeah, so I've messed about too much with this computer. It's about time to reinstall it too. It's quite a few years since I did that. Hi OBS, a streamer bot. You're all abandoned out there.
One more thing I think you did realize, you did. But I might have understood wrong, your Win10 machine is saved on C, not on the other drive, like Win11.
Okay, so did I... The ISO is on C. For one of the machines, but is the actual machine on C too? Because you see, this one has here, let's see. This has the ISO on C, but I don't think the machine is on C. And this has the ISO on F. Those are the OS ISO disks. Let's just look at that directory. I think it's still open. Yeah, you're right there. So I did click this directory, but maybe when I redid it, I didn't. Well, then we have a quick fix again to do. We just close this and we move it, because that drive is kind of full. Make sure you can see what I'm doing here. So the C drive, you can see it's kind of full. I don't want it all filled up, because that kind of annoys Windows a bit too. Thank you very much, because I have other VMs here. So this was the default that's selected, and this I think was my hobbies suggestion. And this is when I reinstalled Kali. I saved my home directory, especially I want the command history. Things you kind of half know, you know. So let's just move this one. I'm evilly Control Xing it and moving it to this one. And I really want to see this, so we know when it's finished. This is 5 minutes. So let's do something meanwhile. So thank you very much, Arduku. Is Arduku okay, or what do you want to be called? Arduku, is that okay? Or how should I pronounce it? You'll have to help me. As you might know, I'm Swedish.
Not a problem.
So I don't,
It is
and
okay.
I don't even know if you would be like, if you would want it pronounced in like English or in some other way.
Even only Dooku is okay.
Okay, so Duku. Okay, thank you. And thank you for the tip again, because it's kind of nice not to fill up your C drive. I guess I would have noticed later when I was downloading something big and I was like, why doesn't this fit? I had like 30 something before. So now let me actually do the horribly revealing bit of looking at my scripts for the tutorial. So I'm like, go to the Google Python downloads. You know, you get these Google results. I did this to I have it like in my head how I'm going to do it when I record the video. And if you want to uninstall, running Python, and let's starting with Python from the command line then. And then I think I have this bit with Notepad. And this is when I was certain that I googled for Notepad on Windows 11. And I wasn't even sure if it was there. So one thing we could do is just to install this and actually record it. Or we could just try, we have the snapshots now. So we have this saved. So we can just do it again and again if we need to. And maybe, but I think this part is kind of probably not much to do with. But I want to check if Notepad is actually available. And since the one we're moving is the Windows 10 one, right? It's the Windows 10 one. So we could start the 11 one. You're on the wrong screen. Let me look if we have Notepad installed as default now on a fresh install. Because it seemed to be like, yeah, different. Then of course someone could of course have it not installed. I'm thinking still Notepad. It's like not having Nano in Linux. You just expect it to be there.
Notepad is by default, but in 11 is the one with tabs.
Yeah, but when I googled, it said it wasn't installed by default, and you had to go to the store and like install it from there. But if it's installed by default, I'll just check on this one so that I know what it looks like too. I've never seen the Notepad of Windows 11. I mean, telling people how to do something without having ever seen it, that's like not nice, right? Oh, I think the audio was better too. Twice the amount of memory, and I'm trying to click here.
Maybe
There.
I had allowed a few updates.
I just want to make sure too, but maybe even if it's installed, maybe it's not installed in home version. You know, it could be different things. Now I did the pro version, but I don't think I've ever run on other Windows. So if we just type Notepad like here. Can we do that? Because this is something that people would see easily. I will probably add more text to that part. I started... I don't know where I heard that Notepad wasn't installed, but I googled it and it kind of confirmed that suspicion. So now we have one, and if we open Notepad again then, let's see, can I just open another like this?
Yeah, it
then
looks
we get
like
another
it's the
one.
one without tabs.
Yeah, looks like a normal one. We have a bit rounded corners, a little other like Windows 11 layout things, but it looks very, very like the Windows 10 one. And I didn't get a tab when I opened another one, and I don't see anything about tabs. So I guess that it's just like this then. Okay. So the text I have here on making a script with Notepad, I did a few tests here. We did Hello World, and first we tried just making errors and seeing what the errors were, and then when we got text out, do the Hello World. So if we just do Hello World in a file in Notepad, but I'll have to tell, I kind of try to make everything obvious so that it's supposed to be that doesn't have formatting. Yeah, I was thinking, should I even open Word and show it doesn't work? But I was thinking that's too much. That's too much. There has to be some kind of stop of how. Also, you shouldn't like tell people don't do this. Tell them do this instead, so they don't remember. Oh, this was in the video. They opened Word. I probably can do my code in Word, right? If it wasn't for Outlook, I would have uninstalled Office already because I'm just using Google Docs for everything. But I think that some files I needed it to open though. Okay, so I will, of course, when I record, I will probably change stuff a bit too. And when I type open Notepad here, I will show it at the same time. If we click the start menu on the machine, is it easy to find here? So if we do the same thing on we don't have any programs here like the normal one, and this is nothing that people will find. They won't scroll. Here we have all apps. So if we click here, do we have Notepad? We have it here, and this is the default view. We even have Spotify as default in Windows. Well, we have Notepad, which I thought it was very strange not to have Notepad. Really, to be clear about that, it sounds like, how could you have an operating system without any way to type text from start? Isn't that the basic thing, most basic thing to do on a computer is to type a text, basic text. Yeah, so if I would open Notepad just quickly on my machine, can I even do it? I never use my, I have Notepad here. And sometimes I type stuff. But we do have Notepad this way. And this is one part of a good thing to have a fresh machine with not a million programs to scroll in. I would assume it's in accessories here, right? This is not how we find Notepad usually. Yeah, it's here. I'm just blind. So we can find Notepad this way, but to show someone how to use it. And this is just a quick parenthesis at the end of this video too. You can also do this next part, an idle and then VS Code. I'm also thinking, should I add information about environments? I think I had something about that in my code bit. Anyway, I'll be thinking a bit and typing a bit and kind of working, I guess. Though I should move a bit. No one redeemed that movement thingy yet. I should add some kind of thing to the stream that to move like every hour or every 1.5 hours or something. I should do that. Yeah, it wasn't just, I saw Captain Coder do stuff, and I saw, I think it was Andy Lippy who also had like, training time. He did some stuff. But I don't have much space. But I do also have a threadmill that I can fit on the desk, but that's kind of noisy. We'll see. I've been planning from start to add that to the stream and to add like a redeem thing, and to also make controls for stream to make you run faster or walk faster or whatever. With limitations, of course. Okay, so to actually start using the VMs as I intended, let's start the other one. It will ask me if I move this one too, of course. I think it will be done, right? Yeah, it's done. No, open. Did I do? I didn't do open. So then we have the new volume, and I double clicked it. There. And virtual machines, Windows 10. We'll get a question. Depending on how slow it is. No question? Is it when we started? Yeah, I moved it. No 3D support is from the host, nothing. I read it quickly there. So let's move this one to the end. I don't know, 10, 11 kind of feels like the right numbering, right? I'm also thinking my Kali machine, I have updated everything, I think, but would there be a difference from installing a new one? By the way, the login image is just horrible. It's horrible now. I had to change it. I don't know what happened to their graphics feeling, but I didn't agree, at least. Not that the other one was beautiful, but so this one is falling asleep again. I'm trying to right click here. Click, click. I wonder what that is outside. It says outside. It's supposed to be sunny today. And it's got Swedish. I don't want Swedish. Good afternoon. And then there's news in Swedish. And on Finland and stuff. I don't want news here. Let it be. I don't want it to start doing stuff I don't tell it to. I've not told it to go to the internet and do stuff. Right? How many times have I right-clicked now? Maybe I should just wait. I'm also curious, what does it say? ENGSV. I'm dying. I should be able to right-click the background. Oh, there we can see Swedish, English, UK, and US.
You didn't, but don't forget, it is Windows after all.
Yeah, that's what I don't like with Windows. Though my Windows has, I have a, I don't know how safe it is, but I have this thing that stops Edge from taking the place over. Oh, we got a right-click menu. Look, we got a right-click menu. Sorry, I wasn't even showing you what I was doing. There are commands and redeems to show the other screen. Just reminding, this is right screen, that is left screen. So if I'm looking this way and you're watching that one, you can change it. So what was I going for? I totally forgot. Yeah, I was thinking of the apparently it shuts the screen down after a bit, and on a virtual machine that's just kind of odd, right? It doesn't log me out even, it just blacks the screen. So I want to know what this is, why it does it. I don't want it to do it. Like screensaver, but advanced display information maybe? Nah. Well, I guess this is good to look at this, but let's search screen double R's. That's probably not good. Oh, I have better when I type. Oh well, just because I was saying that characters appear when I typed a space and it was slow. So if I do screensaver here, they will have to have this. Oh my goodness. So now we got an old style settings window. So it's not in their new ones. Well, we can use from Windows 10 to have this kind of thing. We have no So it's power settings then. Of course, another window. Power options, balance. No, I want to change. I want to see the details. No, thanks. Power saver, and this is balance, and there's no don't save power. This is a virtual machine. Computer. It's a virtual machine. We don't want you to do stuff. So let's save this. Yeah, I guess so. It went back. And then see what's advanced power settings. And now we have an even older image. Oh, even older style settings window. Okay. And we can set the hard drive and stuff. Well, this is a virtual one. I don't care. As long as you don't shut down the display for me. Never good. So we'll have to do this on the other machine too, on the Windows 10 one. If it does this, we can just see it probably doesn't, right? Oh, we have a black screen. We had a black screen. Maybe since I wasn't logged in though. So I had started on the other one to just type Notepad. So that works, of course. And if you click Start menu, I'm thinking what is the most easiest way for people to do this. This is not the most easiest way. Typing is easier, right? Going to Windows Accessories and clicking Notepad here. I think typing is easier. And people will... This is why they do the Windows R on everything. Because it's easy to... You don't have to ask people, do you have the search field? Do you have a search thingy icon? You could just... Because I always hide that.
Pandatong says,
I Windows are everything.
Hi Panda.
Arduku says,
Yeah,
I guess
Windows
this means you need to
are
re-snapshot
everything.
both.
Why would I re-snapshot them? They are saved like for you mean the the background setting, right? Okay, yeah, sure. Okay, I can do that. Let's look at the display settings here too. You're right, Arduku. I will follow your advice. So, because we don't want the screens to turn off all the time. So let's go this way too, and here at least we have the settings.
Because they will go to sleep.
Yeah, they will go to sleep. So let's search for screensaver. And let's try this option this time. Yeah, we got this one at once. It's the same thing. Oh well. And as we can see, these are exactly the same boxes as we had in Windows 11. So exactly the same thing. So these boxes were just hidden, and we still get the old ones. And if we click Advanced Power Settings, we'll get the... This is like now we're back to Windows 3.1 style, like, right? Now we're Windows 95 style. It's all still in there. If they remake how it looks, why not do all of it? So the settings are not supposed to be visible. People are not supposed to be able to change their screensaver in Windows 10 and 11 apparently. But of course we're supposed to save power and just shut our monitors off. Of course, that's not bad, you know. Think of Mother Nature. But it is a virtual machine, so okay, well, we're turning them off, and I have decided that Windows R is the same on both, and it's simpler, and they may have hidden the search field, so that's the easiest way to put in the course. So turning this off now, and the other one. Oh my, I look for the start button where it's not. I will continue doing that forever, as long as I run Windows 10 2 at least, I guess. We'll see. Is it quicker this time? Now it got 8 gigs of memory. We can actually see the animation at least. I think that's more VMware tools, right, than the memory. Trying to move a bit when I'm still waiting for stuff. We can type this in the course. So after open Notepad, let's say to open Notepad, click, no, hold the Windows button and click R. Should I say like type R? Click R on the keyboard. I have tutorial videos on YouTube, and people ask the most crazy questions. I did right click on to start a program, and I clicked run. I don't remember what the option is, but I clicked something. But then I said with my voice that if this do this instead. And I got so many questions about that thing. So next time I'll have to do both, because it's people don't really listen, and I don't know, whatever. I'm assuming people won't understand if I'm not very explicit, if it's newbie things.
If it's a key, it is more like press the R key.
Yeah, okay, great, thanks, that's the words. Press the R key. So, I call this button Windows key to make it consistent, and then hold the Windows key and then press the R key. There. Hold the Windows key and then press the R key. Where now the graphical editor will not work, as we need an editor that only saves the characters in simple text format. And then we have Notepad open now. So we did this at the Python prompt. So we have gotten this far in Python here, in what's not Python course, but actually installing Python and finding your editor kind of thing. Yeah, setting up an editor. I'm actually calling it that. Okay, let's see if I can see full name. No? Come on, Obsidian. Do I have to rename it to see what I actually typed? Yeah, setting up an editor. Hello world in Notepad. And now we can type I'll probably change this 5 times later when I'm actually recording. So it doesn't have to be perfect. Just to a hint, I will probably not exactly say what I type here either. It's just to have like, I'm going to say this thing. Now we can type our Python code in Notepad. Is that too obvious? We'll see later. And then I do it there. So I don't have to say that. Maybe I should do like this when I actually do it. To run, oh, we have to save it first. Another selection. Do we Control S this and teach them some basic short command use? Or do we actually... I never use menus to save, but as this is intended for people that have never seen
You
any
could have let that
programming.
in just as a comment. You also teach how to comment a line.
You could have let that in just as a comment. Yeah, but this is not the... This is just how you can edit files and how you can run like the code, and then the other part is like the tutorial. But of course we could add a comment here too. But what did you mean we could add as a comment? No, I think I'll do... This is just the most basic Python we have to know to be able to run the editor. I think I'll stop there, and then I'll do... then I can talk about things at whatever length I need to explain things in the other way. In the other part of the course, like this Python tutorial for beginners thingy. If it will be called that or noobs or whatever, we'll see. I'm thinking, what will people Google? What will people search in YouTube for? Like Python tutorial probably, right? That's what I would Google if I wanted to learn something. The thing in tutorial. No, we can have our code. Yeah, so right, I was going to... You can see the screen, right? I was looking back into the other one again, switching more than I'm showing you. So, just curious, interestingly, it did 64 gigs of hard drive for Windows 11 as default, and 60 for... and for Panda or anyone else that wasn't here then, we have doubled the default memory of the machines, virtual machines now. Because it seemed like they needed it. Let's play this one now. We moved this too, so... But I started it after that, right? I was going to make snapshots. That's why I shut it down, right? I guess it's good to have a start before you take the snapshot with the new settings, so they definitely are running on the new settings. Nothing's set to change when it restarts or anything like that. 3D features of this virtual machine will be disabled. Password. And let's Windows R Notepad here. And we have stuff in this machine now that's happened. We have search things, we have Windows R. So if we Windows R again, we have a list here that's not MD. And this is the tools. And then we have Notepad, it doesn't matter much. So, what to save the file? We do file save. Maybe we do this file save as, and then I say you can also use Control S to save or something. You can also use Control plus S to save. What I'm thinking on now is here with the Windows key and press R, and then I do Control plus S. But I'm thinking how much should I assume people are stupid, you know? Well, I don't explain this. That's just an extra comment. And then this is File, Save As. Because I want to... It will also automatically do Save As when we do save, since this is not saved. But I'm thinking Save As can be more useful. What do you think? Save?
I think first time you save as, otherwise it will use name.py.text, and then you can save only.
I think it will use .text whatever you do. So that's a good comment. So if we do... I think it does exactly the same. You see, if I click save here, we get the save as box. Wrong screen. So here, if I click save, we get save as box, because it's not saved, it doesn't have a name. And if we do save as, we get exactly the same thing. So if I type something here, so let's say we do test, nice spelling of test, .py, for example, and save this, and it's documents as default. I'm not changing that now. So and then we go to this place. Let's see if it actually saved it as what it looks like. I don't trust this. I'll just go and do something else. You see the icon as default in Windows. You don't show the extension, and this is text file. If we change the name of this one, I'm trying. I clicked F2. I'm not at all stressed by this. It suggests that PY files are opened by night. It says text document txt. This is very annoying. Will I have to set this machine to... I want it as default, you know. I don't want to set my options. I just want the full name of the file. If I click F2 now, nothing happens. Because this is in recent files. Why? I actually clicked here to click documents though, so let's do that. I don't trust that this is a full file name. If it is, that's good. This looks like this is a full file name, but it says it's a text document. Well, would it connect Py to text document? Is that the default in Windows then? Now let's make a new file here. If we make it new text file, will it show the text? You see, it's the same icon, but that could be just because Py is associated with Notepad. The easiest way is, of course, to open a command prompt. Should we do that too before making a new snapshot? I'm kind of using the machine before this first start. So let's cd documents here. And we don't have Python, but we can dir this. Yeah, there you can see it, even in the properties. But it's called .text. When we look in the command prompt, we can see the full name. And even when I right-click that and the properties, the name is .py. This is a problem. And this is how I most expect people to have their computer set up. So it's almost so that I skip Notepad from the tutorial. But it's a great editor. So if you create this text file and I rename this to Py, I think now that I can see the full name and I do test2.py. And we think we have a py file, and then we go to the prompt and we list it, and we see that it's actually a text file, txt. Why did Windows start hiding the actual file name?
Urizen says.
The common text extensions are hidden.
Yeah,
says.
by default.
Yeah, because Windows is hiding known extensions.
Yes, but still, as you go into properties, I think you should see the full file name here. And I always show all files and show extensions. That's like the first thing I do on a machine. And I wouldn't want to do it on this one, because I want people that are new to this to be able to do this. So I don't want them to have to rename the files in some odd way, or have to change their Windows settings, because they maybe like this way, not to show the full actual names. And we're on Windows 10 too, and I expect Windows 11 would be even worse at this. Should I just remove Notepad from it and do idle at this was like a parenthesis at the end of the start. This is just using the Python stuff, and then is idle, which is also the Python. It comes with Python, you know, so we don't need Notepad. But I was thinking it would be easy to do it, but maybe the whole Windows not showing the full name breaks it for people. And now I don't want to install Python yet. I want to save this before I install anything. I'll just go check on my kids. I heard some sounds. I'll be right back. Var det någon som knackade? There. He needed help with refilling the soap in the bathroom. There. It was a very discreet double knock on the door. I wasn't even sure if it really was just a sound or if it was for me. Yeah. So, while I was away, I decided that I won't make new snapshots, but I'll just keep going with these, and I can do that later. You know, just get the snapshots that we made and remove the screensaver or power down of the monitor thingy. So I've not decided on this though. Is it too hard to rename the files for people? And is it even possible to save it? Yeah, I think I have the solution. So if I do a new, let's open Notepad fresh. Okay, I'll type here. So we get a variation. If I type something here, whatever, just to have something in the file, and we save as, and we select all files here, and then we click pi.py, and I have the all files here instead of text. Will this make a difference? Let's save that, and let's list the files, and that worked. So we found the workaround. So we'll just have to say that this is important, an important step to do. And to make sure, I have to test this in Windows 11 too. That it works. I didn't even see it typing before, it just was finished there. So, my god, all this work for this tiny little thing. Why did I type password? That's funny. I managed to actually search for password on the web. Well, just actually going for Notepad. And can't I close this down? I want to close this. Close it. Oh. The lag. It's probably because of this. Well, of course. Do I really have to this? How to do this? Is it... I said, please, no, can't you just stop this? There. So, we type something, we go to File and Save, and we click All Files. The start.txt disappears, and we can type pi.py to Documents, save it. I think you can do CMD still, right? And let's CD this. No, not desktop. Nice to not have to put a space between CD and dot. So CD, what's it called? Documents. There, and we do this. And then we can see we have a pi.py, not pi.py.text. So, yeah, I remember this while refilling the soap. Breaks are nice, right? So we have the workaround, we can just tell this, we can actually add this. Okay, keep Notepad in the course, because it's a nice, simple editor that's always there. You don't have to install anything. Not that we have to install idle, but that's the next thing. word and file save as. Let's do save. File save to save our script file. Let's start calling it that so they can click save. Oh, I can't just use the word that was there because it was there, but it was for later. Click file save. Now it's, sorry for saying now all the time, I'm typing it and then I'm trying to get rid of it later. It's hard with instructions not to add extra words like that. So let's just delete these and try to pause instead, because it sounds very odd. I've seen videos where like every second word is so or like or then or, you know, one of these words that we really shouldn't have there. It's important to I'm just checking here on the Windows 11 machine, and you can switch if you want to. You can switch by exclamation right or the redeem. Right Kali, and Kali is just because it's a VM, right? I use them on the right screen. It should work. So someone please test. The file save, and then the field is no, because I have to do save as now because I already saved it. So it's important to save the file as. It's important to change the save as type field all files. It's all files with a tiny f. All files. Sorry for this being extremely basic. It's important to change the save as type field to all files. Or the editor will add a .txt. Will add .txt to the file name, and the text I'm writing now I will also use as like the subtitles, so it's not useless just to rumble this while you're recording. And I'm trying to make efficient. I don't want these to be money minutes at all. It's supposed to be quick and efficient and informative, and I've actually had some positive comments on that. Oh, it's important to change the save as type field all files, or the editor. It's very important. It's very important to change the save as type field to all files before clicking. Okay, so first
mention also that at the end of the file name it is also necessarily to add pi.
Yeah, right. And I actually don't know how how much Python cares about the file names, but maybe txt is fine too, but I think it's good to do it anyway, you know, to have .py. I was just going to type a file name, and then it was a perfect timing of a comment. Type a file name, and I will do a type a file name while I say this. So, and add the extension .py. So that Windows knows what kind of file it is. I felt I made an error there. What kind of file it is. And I put it in the wrong order. So, to save our script file, click File, Save. Type a file name, and it's called file name. So we don't have to say that. It's kind of obvious in the, you know, the where you're at. It's located there. And add the extension .py so that Windows knows what kind of file it is. It's very important to change the Save as Type field to all files, or the editor will add .txt to the file name. And the file type will be wrong. Since I'm going to speak this, I split the lines a bit there. So, well, then it's time to... Did we open Notepad? No, we didn't say how to. We decided to Windows R this. Yeah, I do it here. So first we go into open, then how. To open Notepad, hold the Windows key and press R. And now they have done that one, so we can do it again a bit quicker. So I'm trying not to say now or let's. I'm trying to find a way to start a sentence without those. They always creep in there. They really want to be in the game, be said. And just type anything. I can remove it later, right? I just kind of lost track of what I was doing because I was talking about the now and let's and stuff. So let me type let's, and then I can remove it later. That's embarrassing, right? Let's click Windows R. I could keep some of them in. That's okay. Like, let's click Windows plus R again, and this time type cmd to open the command prompt. And I think I had some comment here about should I do PS2 partial. Is there even a difference? And will they ever use it? You know, we will use it in VS Code then, but what is easier? Should we skip CMD? That's my, like, native tongue. CMD. You can also use Ctrl S to save. Oh, let's pop down far. File save. Or I'm trying to avoid press now, cause that sounds more like mouse, maybe? Mouse clicking? No, I don't think so. It's okay to use it. To save our script file, click File Save. Or, I'm thinking, or do Control S. That sounds odd. Or click Control S, or... I think do is kinda odd, but still... we'll do that, and I'll probably change it later. Press. To save our script file, click Save, click File, Save, or press Ctrl S to save. Well, I'll change that later probably anyway. Type the phone as extension, whatever. Let's click Windows R again, and this time type, and now I say click there. So let's do click up here too, because that's what's natural, I think. Click Ctrl S, we click the keys, we don't press them, that's a longer thing, right? Whatever. And this time type CMD into the command prompt. Right, I don't remember, because this was a few, not months, maybe a month since I did the top part here. What did I do? I'll almost have to test this to see if it's added to the path automatically. I'm not sure, because I've had Python installed for a bit, so... But I'm quite sure I have added it manually, and if we need to do that, we need to do that, so... But I'll notice when I do this. Maybe we should just do it now, and we can reset to that point afterwards, and then we can also save a new snapshot with no screensaver. They will be in their home directory, the user directory, so they need to type cd, because the default is to save it in documents, so we will let it be documents to avoid confusion, and people usually take backup of that too, I guess. Unless you never use it. Oops. I'm pressing Control with this part of my hand. And sometimes I seem to miss it. And then we have this part. I think I may have done this already, right? From the command, first we open the command prompt, and here I have no instructions for it, because this is the first version. If we only type Python, yeah, so there needs to be the instruction here too, how to do it. And let's put
Soundworks
these.
says,
You press Control with your pinky base knuckle?
I was typing on like the numbers, and then I pressed Control here while doing the arrows to skip words like this. There I use, yeah, this. Is that odd?
Interesting.
I didn't think about it. I just noticed because I missed it, you know.
Control has always been a pinky tip key for me.
Pinky. Oh, I get pain if my pinkies if I. But it's kind of hard to press shift with that. You know, it's kind of not very high precision. On the middle of your hand, that's clunking down on all the keys. So, welcome in, Sundarks. How's your day? Hope you're feeling better, that your cold is better and everything. So, CD documents, and then we're actually going to type. But here I'm thinking about the path. We need to make sure that the path is in there, but it needs to be in there already before we run it. So...
Still got some head and respiratory stuff going on, but the rest of body feels much better.
Oh, great. That's nice. When you just have like a bit of a cough and stuff left and you feel you have energy again. That's kind of nice. So you can hear me. I'm like, but I don't know anymore even if it's my cold still there or if it's allergy stuff. So, but I feel I have lots of energy now. It's nice. So I hope you're even better tomorrow, or even today. What time is it there? So, I know the hours pass by quickly. It's already 4 hours and 20 minutes stream. Maybe I should have some of these stream duration notifications actually be audible. And I noticed I made an error. Let's fix that quickly. What I did is when I put the string together to make the notifications stream duration here, I added this as a separate thing, which is only supposed to be added when I'm remote. When I'm not remote, it's an exclamation mark here. So if it's remote with a variable that's set when I'm remote streaming is on, I don't want this comment. So I want this comment now, but I can see we have double ones in the chat, and that's because I forgot to remove it there. So we should have one of these now, and we should have none of them when I'm IRLing. So there. And I can't click Ctrl S there. Streamer bot, quirky editor. Just making sure I didn't do anything else kinda crazy, but I think the numbers are correct. Yeah, I did debug them all too. Or like just test run them with set variables for these. And it worked, so there. Let's get rid of that one. So next time we get a message here on stream duration. My God, I can't talk anymore. We shouldn't get 2 dashes at the start. We should get just 1 dash, and the TTS should not say anything. Maybe I should have like a counter that every 4 times, because it happens. The message goes out every 50 minutes. There's a timer in StreamerBot, so it does it every 50 minutes. That maybe with 4 of these, that's an hour. I should actually hear that I've been streaming for another hour. You know, but and maybe I should do it on full hours. Maybe just an F if it's 4 hours and 0 minutes, or like a whole hour if it's 0 minutes. Then actually do an audible one. Oh, let's, instead of just like making a note of that and doing it later, it's very simple to do this at once. So here we should also not add this. So if it's remote, or if it's minutes 0. No, that won't work, because that would only work. No, I'm undoing that, because we'll have to have a counter, and that's too much to do now. the whole reason that is because, as you can see, it's 21 minutes, 4 hours 21 minutes, so it will never be even, it will never be 0. No, I don't want to stop it. Okay, let's do control save anyway. I didn't change anything, I think, but if I had happened to edit some character, I could just have cancelled. I'm talking way too much to have a bit of a sore throat still. And I was that there, yeah. So in the installation of Python, I'm not certain, but we need to check. Okay, run character. So in here, let's do check if, oh right, it does it automatically as a header. This is kind of funny functionality. Even if I have line under it, maybe I don't want it to be big. Oh, whatever. Check if, maybe I can avoid that by doing, yeah, it worked, but there's still a long space there. Check if a env var is set, and this is not for the, that's instruction for me to remember to check that, because if it's not set I will have to do it in this, and I think they will manage if we have to, but I think I hope it's set. I don't think it was when I installed Python the first time though. So now I'm editing in 3 places at once. It might be a bit much. Here. And this does not fit. We need to change it. And I'm actually going to assume that people can click. Control C, Control S, that they understand this. If they don't, they can Google it. Because I think that's, if you're learning programming, you should know that much. So with the Windows key, it's a bit special because you can't say like just Control R, Windows R. Maybe that's a bit more. Hold down Windows key and then press the R key. Here I just do Windows R though. Oh my, I didn't even type to. This is too many places at once, right? I forgot to type. Then type Notepad. So, I think I'm kind of safe here. I did add redeem to actually move my body a bit, but no one has redeemed it. Am I safe then? Should I redeem it myself? Someone said, yeah, Johannes said, you know how many points I have? Who else said that? I don't remember. I think it was Johannes. So let's make what? Yeah, I thought so. That was not now. Now I did a pinky because I was using Control Y like that. So So here's the Windows R. And what did I have in my copy? Yeah, that part. Hold on, Windows, and press Windows R key. I don't want to repeat myself either. And I'm going to avoid let's. Hold the Windows key, and then is subfluffy there, and press R. That's maybe a good alternative. Hold the Windows key and press R. And then you can see on the video what happens. Type. We don't need an and there. Type cmd to open the command prompt. I think that I like this one better. So we have it in two places with different versions here. I don't mind repeating that part. And that's exactly this. We can delete this. Hold the Windows key and press R. Then we avoid also the do thing that I was, what would I say before? Control S. Should I click it? Should I press it? Should I do it? I'm just thinking loud, people, so you can mute me or tell me to be quiet while I'm working. To open Notepad, hold the Windows key and then press the R key. Yeah, this is different because here they could open something else if they already have some editor they like, you know. And then we give instructions for our default alternative. And then type Notepad. It's okay with then there. It's just 2 words more. Okay. I do have, since I've been reading, when I do this, I read it a lot. And I want to hear it, not just read it, you know. So then I have the TTS option here in Obsidian. So Obsidian can actually read things, both what I select with my mouse and, or with the keys of course, or what, all of it. So why is this cards thing here? Oh right, I remember, that's for YouTube cards. Okay. Maybe I want to read it myself anyway. I'm trying to save my voice. It's not easy. Hi and welcome to this tutorial. This is the first part in my series on installing Python, setting up editors and getting started using them. I also have a Python tutorial for beginners and a quick intro to Python for programmers series. I'll put the links in the description. And then we have the cards. Today we're going to install Python. And then we have the points here on the right side of my screen, and we'll have installing Python, uninstalling Python, running Python from the command line, and making a Python script with Notepad. And we're just Googling. Let's Google Python, go straight to the download page and download the latest version for Windows. Let's just start the installation program straight from here. You now have Python installed, and there's where I need to check if we need to add a bit about adding environment variables for it, or if it does it manually or automatically. Then we uninstalling Python. That's quite simple. And that's also a tip that if you have several versions, you can do that. I tend to have the old versions, and then I get conflicts in my VS Code. So it's easy to just uninstall the old one. Maybe. Well, if I don't think I installed it recently, so. But I had a funny error the other day. Let's make a quiz test by running Python from the command line. First, we open the command prompt, hold the Windows key, press R. Type cmd to open the command prompt. Maybe that's too repetitive. Let's repeat what we did before. To open command prompt, hold. Yeah, that's better. Not as much repetition. Oh well, to open. To open command prompt, hold the Windows key and press R. Type cmd to open the command prompt. If we type only Python here, I want a here there. We enter the Python prompt. Here we can write Python commands. We can also see the version of Python we started and get info on how to get more help. That's kind of worse. That's not good. We started and get info on how to get more help. Oh well, it's more later here. Let's try some math. That went fine. We get an error message. This is a great way to get information on what we can do. Let's try another character for multiplication. Now we got it right. Let's do the TTS and save my voice a bit here. There.
Let's guess what could give us text output. Maybe. Print qui. Let's read this error message and follow its instructions.
Loud,
we need
people.
parenthesis.
I think
Print
this is too
qui.
loud.
Oh, qui is not defined.
Oh, that was too loud in my ears. Was that horribly loud? I think that my volume, yeah, I usually have it as 50 when I do this, so that I kind of know. I use the same thing. Maybe I can set the
1.
settings.
Installing
for this.
Python.
Oh no.
Check if a env is set. Uninstalling Python.
If I click here, will it start it automatically? I guess so. Can I set the volume of this? Right, I remember one thing. I think I set my OBS mic lower. No, it's good. It's good. So community plugins, TTS settings, volume, and this is at maximum. So if I just lower this to 50%, we'll see. Just trying to get it to 50. Not that it matters much. I guess 49 is just fine too. I think it's at 52. That's probably okay. I couldn't get it to 50. So let's try this now. What part was I going to read? This, I think. This is better now.
Let's guess what could give us text output. Maybe. Print qui. Let's read this error message and follow its instructions. We need parenthesis. Print qui. Oh, qui is not defined. It thinks we mean a variable named qui.
I might change that.
Let's add quotation characters to show it's a text string. Print qui. Cool, this worked. Now, let's do the classic hello world. Print hello world.
I'm going to type something about variables there. You will learn about variables in carryables. I see someone carrying around variables there. Sorry. I guess 4.38 stream time makes me laugh more. You learn about variables in the Python tutorial for beginners. There. Let's add quotation characters to show it's a string. Cool, this worked. Now let's into the classical world. Let's test that help command.
Arduku says, is it multiple lessons? Because I would propose to make a folder in documents, like Python lessons, so it will be more organized. Sorry for not saying it earlier when you were writing about CD documents.
Right now, this part of it is not about actually making files. It's more like installing Python. Yeah, but it will be like 3 different courses, you could say. That one is simply this part is installing Python and setting up an editor, and then it's using Python tutorial for beginners, and then quick intro to Python for programmers. So you don't have to sit listen there too. And then you type print and you click enter. If you know program, you just want to know how to do text, you do this, to do that, this is how a loop syntax look like, this version, you want a quick version. So this installation bit, I'm not going to explain things like I think it was your suggestion, to add a comment. Maybe it was someone else. I'm sorry in that case. It was a bit ago. So I'm going to tell it was you.
Me.
Great, thanks. So I'm going to explain things like that in the actual tutorial course, and this is just in case you can't manage to get something. Just some people, if I do a tutorial in a programming language, I hate that it starts with, now you're going to let's install an editor, and then it's like 2 hours on getting an editor running that I already have installed, and that's kind of annoying. Even if you want a more like detailed thing, maybe you don't want that, so that's why I put that outside of the actual tutorial. So the tutorial will start with telling, if you need help installing, you can do this, Here's the course for that. And the programming bits will be explained there and not in the installation help. So that's what I thought. And they will be like linked to each other. So if you're a programmer and you get to end up in the Hi for Ram. Welcome. I hope I pronounced your name okay. Aram, I guess. Is it Aram? Yeah. So that's why I split the course, you could say, like that, because I don't want to have it be annoying for anyone.
Kinda.
Well, tell me how should I pronounce it? Tell me what you want me to say. I'll try to remember it. I can't promise. I'll try. Kinda doesn't sound like a yes. It sounds like I'd rather have something else, right? And I also noticed lots of people pronounce different names differently. Well, that's kind of obvious, but the same name differently too. And my throat is starting to... I'm eating some throat pills too. Hopefully.
Aram. Translated from Vietnamese.
Aram? Well, I'm trying. Aram? Is that good? Aram? Waiting for the reply. well, we'll see. Um,
Yo, what are we doing today?
yeah, we're making a script for a YouTube Python tutorial. So it's a course, and we have been installing virtual machines for Windows 10 and Windows 11 to test things on. And I managed to get Notepad to save it as actually just the name I type here by doing all files. I remember that while taking a break, actually. So I'm going to do a detailed explanation for people that has never programmed before. Plus I'm going to do a quicker one for people that just want to know the like getting started with Python, but I know programming. That kind of thing. So this is the basic one, and I'm trying to not assume pre-knowledge. But I did kind of assume that people know what control and plus a letter is. And this will be read, of course, but it will also be subtitles, this thing. And since my throat is kind of going again, I may read it with the help of TTS because I want to hear it aloud, how it will sound when it's actually read. So let's do this bit.
Let's test that help command it told us about. Help. The parenthesis. Help.
And this will be kind of more obvious when I actually do the things at the same time, which I did when I wrote this, of course. Right, the help command is kind of advanced. Let's see if this is too long about this.
We can ask for more information on different topics. We could do that now, but this is not the way I get information about commands in Python. I Google if there's something I don't know how to do, and I will teach you the basics of the language in my Python tutorial for beginners.
There's another mention of the course, so I tried not to do that too much because I already have it. Let's make a Python script file. But first we need to exit, and then I teach them by failing to exit. Here is apparently something I've started typing, but just stopped in the middle of everything. We need to type exit or press Ctrl C. Let's skip this and plus. Well, let's leave it then, since that's what I do say there, keys at the same time. So let's make, and then this was actually so it was probably connected like this, and this will be a bit long too. A Python script with Notepad is one of the headers. Okay, go right, left maybe. Did I leave it on the right screen?
Arduku says.
Yeah, left.
Because
left.
we see the VM smile.
So try the left, we'll see if it works. That's a good test. I added one before that was you're on the wrong screen, and then I had it set to use the TTS.
Yeah, it worked.
Yeah, great. I had it set to work with the StreamerBots TTS, and I didn't have it on, so people used it, and I didn't hear anything. So I think this is better. There are also commands right and left. Yeah, of course, the right and left will be, since this camera, I think I have it mirrored, you know, so I can see the mirror image, because it's kind of odd to see yourself as it actually is. You know, meeting apps and everything does it automatically, because it's kind of odd to look at yourself that way. So I guess this is right for me. This is right and this is left. But I think that I did also Kali, and I'm thinking I should change that to VM, so that if I'm running any kind of VM, let's fix that at once. But great that you used the redeem there. Great. And I didn't make them expensive, so it shouldn't be. Actually, I think I will use the numbers just for sorting, because I think the most cheap ones appear first. So where was I going? Talking about so many things I forget. Where is it? It's is it integrations? No, stream apps, platforms. There it is. So here we have the old ones to remind me if I'm muted, but I did add a bit, and it goes on if the mic is muted and not on wherever I pressed. So it should be safe. I should be able to see that, hopefully. And you can always TTS type me anything, you know. So let's just delete this. We don't delete from Twitch. Yeah, there. And the wrong scene one, we can delete. We can delete that one too. But this, oh no. So it's not actually. Nah, it's just like this. So this one, let's do VM instead. Do you think that's obvious? If I do, should I do VM Kali? Is that too long? Or should I skip the right screen bit? Because that's not obvious for anyone but me. Or should I... like that? The eye of the Kali being behind the screen. Well, you tell me which is the best, because you're the one that clicked it. And you know exactly how it looked, and if it was any kind of obvious or not. But I realized that right is left and left is right, so they're not very obvious. And I have not my voice commands active, then I would be saying right screen and left screen all the time, and then you would know anyways. Maybe I should do that stream soon. Get my Node-RED fixed.
Now it looks like, go to right screen /Kali.
Yeah, that's it. What it looks like. I have to click OK here, I guess. Look now. Oh, does it say go to? Okay. So then it's the first text. I thought this was like my name of it, the title, and this was the actual text information. So this should be the one I changed then. I was just about to do that anyway, but I thought I was doing it for me. How about now? And sometimes I have my notes on my right screen and do something on my left screen too. So this is not perfect. So left and right is kind of the best still. Because it's my right and my left. We can change this a million times until it's perfect. Yeah.
Go to VM /Kali/right.
What do you think? Is that better? Will everybody know what VM Kali is? Maybe if they select those. So, this let's make is actually correct because the sentence is continued with the header. So let's make a Python script with Notepad. Open Notepad or another text editor. My throat is hurting, so I'm going to, let's see, will it do all of it?
Open Notepad or another text editor that doesn't say format. To open Notepad, hold the Windows key and then press the R key, then type Notepad. Word and other graphical editors will not work as we need an editor that only saves the characters in a simple text file format. We can type our Python code in Notepad. Print, hello world.
That was kind of okay.
To save our script file, click File, Save, or click Ctrl+S to save. Type a file name and add the extension .py so that Windows knows what kind of file it is. It's very important to change the Save as Type field to all files. Or the editor will add .text to the file name and the file type will be wrong. Hold the Windows key and press R.
File
type
type,
CMD
file
to
type.
open the command prompt. Type CD documents.
Okay. The TTS updates actually find an error here. Because, you know, when you read sometimes, when I read it myself, I would have heard it too, but I'm saving my throat.
It's very important to change the Save as Type field to all files. Or the editor will add .text to the file name and the file type will be wrong. Hold the Windows key and press R. Type CMD to open the command prompt.
Yeah, and then we have type CD documents, type... should we do a dir here? They may have a million files here. So let's not. Let's just do Python. And the name of the file you saved. I don't assume them to be total idiots. But should I mention they can do dir? No, they can look at their notepad to see what the file name is, right? I'm skipping PowerShell here. This is enough. So well, that's all for all with 3 all else. That's really all. That's all for this tutorial. And the next part will look at more advanced editor. In the next part, we'll look at more advanced. Okay, and I advanced editors. Did I type anything smart at some end or something other, some other tutorial thingy? Yeah, and here I have like kind of this thing. So, where'd it go? There. The first one, idle. you installed with Python. Do we even type this? Is this too much? No, I don't want this. I don't want to have too much repetition, but I want to point to the next video. So it's balance act. So this one is kind of finished, and the first one here, introduction on the Python, also is kind of finished, I think. And this is very short. Now maybe this isn't finished. Maybe, yeah, I think we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, let's do idle. And then we first need to install Python. So let's simply follow this instruction while doing it on the VMs. And then we will see if there are any errors. And I'm thinking I'll do it on the... and now I can type myself. If I do exclamation right now, then we switch to the right screen. So, and we can do left too, exclamation left. And I'm going to add a command for this to get information about the commands. And I was thinking of CMD, but maybe that's not. Then I could do like at the title, do exclamation CMD. It's not very long, at least. What do you think? Is that? So if I would type like exclamation CMD, nothing will happen now, of course. But then you could list all the commands that you have access for. So I'm thinking that for me, it would list also the ones to stop and start stream and things like that that I have. And the switch scenes between other scenes and these, because these are, you can change. By the way, when you have a remote stream, you can switch to these too, and that wouldn't be very good. Though I can switch back, but I wouldn't notice. Though, if you switch to my right screen, you will see my OBS. And if you switch to my left screen, you would see the actual stream still. So it wouldn't matter much, but still. It would be like a repetitive thing there. No, it would freeze. Since the stream would record itself streaming, it would totally freeze with the left screen. But it's not useful for anyone wanting to make serious trouble. I mean, that's the thing. But I probably should disable them for a remote stream. That's a thought. So let's add that actually to my to-do list. And I always seem to add stuff at the top, and then I do that, and then add CMD to list all available commands for you. Disable commands for desktop, stream, when IRL. There. So that's enough for me to remember the thought, so I can do it later. The Windows, we read this and remembered, so. But this one's not supposed to be in images. That's why I didn't find it at once. There. I think it's time me to check in on the kids again. Let's actually go to the left screen and go to my notes, what I'm currently going to do, and then I'm going for a quick check on the kids, and I'll do that so you can see I'm not here.
FixerBot says.
New follower Twitch. New follower Metensis. Less than 3.
So, I'm back. There. Let me actually remember to switch screens too. So, welcome! I was listening. I had my ear in there. So, welcome, Metensis. Welcome in. We're actually... we're making a Python tutorial, and we're going to actually have IO available on a machine that doesn't have a million things installed. We started today with installing virtual machines for both Windows 10 and Windows 11. So let's... Okay. Now, there. So let's see the Windows. This is the Windows 11 one. And this is the Windows 10 one. I'll close that one. We can delete these. There's nothing in them. Why do I type exit in the command prompt one? Why don't I just, cross it out? Habits, I guess. Yeah, so we're actually going to follow along with my script for the first that we just finished. For the first one. So we start with installation now, and then we double check if environment variables are set. Otherwise, we'll have to do that manually. Because you want Python to be available. I would kind of assume it does it, but I don't think it did when I installed it, when I did that. Actually, in that time, I made a calzone pizza for my 13-year-old, and I heated up spaghetti and meat sauce for my for my 16-year-old. So it's all about being efficient, right? But how could they be hungry now? It's just 15:45 here, and they ate lunch with only pancakes a bit ago. But anyway. Well, I better make sure they have stuff to eat, because both of them are much taller than me already. Kind of sounded loud there, but I think the door is closed. I'm actually feeling a bit like maybe I would like to finish this, but I'm also starting to feel like I want to explore the computer parts and build some computer with stuff I've got lying around here too. But I had planned that for a special stream though. But maybe start something. We'll see. I should probably focus and work on this. But since I've been going for 5 hours and 19 minutes, I think switching a bit might be good too. We'll see. We'll see if we... I really want to be finished with this too. This part is what I feel is the hardest. Though to teach programming to a total noob is something that I will rewrite that script a few times. I want this to be like... It doesn't have to be perfect, but it needs to be better than the ones I've seen. And I feel like most programming tutorials are quite extremely bad. Some are quite good, and I think I saw one that was actually, not just quite good, but good. Good plus. So, but still, I feel that there is not like a very good one. And that's what I'm aiming for. I'm aiming to be able to teach someone programming who hasn't done it, and it's done in a YouTube video. So you can't just... Though, of course, there's comments and stuff. So you can just ask that way. Anyway, let's... maybe I will TTS this bit while we look at the computer, and I will have to use Edge, because I'm trying very hard not to use my stuff that I usually use, but to try and... This should work for everybody thing, So if you have Windows, which I assume in this course, then you will have Edge. So maybe not use it, but you will have it. I guess I will select this bit. It's not more than this for the installed Python bit. And then we will just do this. And so we'll listen if it's okay. And while we're listening, I will follow the instructions too. So,
Hi and
not
welcome
long.
to this tutorial. This is the first part in my series on installing Python, setting up editors and getting started using them. I also have a Python tutorial for beginners and a quick intro to Python for programmers series. I'll put the links in the description. Cards. Today, we're going to install Python. Installing Python. Let's Google Python. And go straight to the downloads page. And download the latest version for Windows. Let's just start the installation program straight from here. You now have Python installed.
That's a quick instruction. But it's not intended to be that quick, because I'm intended to show it at the same time. I feel like my hair is going dirtier by the second. It's usually either it's just standing straight out, flying away, or it feels like it's getting stuck together and like dirty-ish. So, yeah, and I was in a meeting this morning, and then after that, I didn't have a cap on or anything, but still, it's like it's odd. Well, whatever. Electric, a bit electric. So, let's at least assume Google, because I will actually see Google Python. Then we Google hello Bing and bye, because we want Google. I did set English as a language. I have English, I have Swedish keyboard, and I have Swedish time settings, locale. And then this gives me Swedish Google. Why? I didn't ask for Swedish, anything in Swedish. I want English. So why do I get this? And let's see if we just click Alt here. Don't we get menus even in Alt on this one? So how are you supposed to get menus? How do you get menus in Edge? Well, I won't care, really. They're dropping their own rules, I guess. So, to follow the instructions, and now I get lots of Swedish stuff here too. I'm not interested in hockey. I don't want to. Why is it all hockey? And this is not what I want to Google. And I do not like him. Let's see now. I don't want news when I Google either. I want Python. We want Python. There. I shouldn't say I don't like anybody, but I think that most people would agree with me. I don't want to have political opinions on stream, you know. I don't think that one is very odd though. So let's listen to the instruction for installing Python.
Let's Google Python. And go straight to the downloads page.
Go straight to the
download
downloads.
the latest version for Windows. Let's just start the installation program straight from here. You now have Python installed.
It's slow. I did click. Probably I need to click once to get into the machine, and then I click once more. So download the latest version for Windows, and I will do this as I read this text or say this. And download the latest version for Windows. And then we click here. Yeah, and I imagine what I did is here. And then let's just start the installation program straight from here. And I did check that it works in, I think most browsers have this actually pop up. So you can just click it. I did click it. Do I have to click open file? Trying here once more. Want it to be as easy as possible. No, nothing. Is it just slow? I don't know. This is not a quick box. this VM. But yeah, look, it's syncing. Something is probably happening. I don't want to click more times. It was just slow. We'll see if we get 2 of these now. Here I'm going actually to add some stuff to the instruction. So, look, here we have the Python path, and this is why it's so good to actually do the things you make the instructions for, so you don't just I'm trying to avoid saying let's all the time, so let's just type and I'm doing this on my other monitor. I could switch all the time, but maybe that's more annoying. So check the option to add python.exe to path. Should we explain this? As this will make yeah, that's the point 2 I want to make. I want to explain why I do things, not just tell people how to do it, but to say why they need to do it too. So we really want to explain this. So add Python exe to path, as this will make Python available. How did I spell that? Python available. I'm thinking, what level should I go? In all your computer. Everywhere in your computer. Let's go with everywhere, and then I can change it later if I want to. If it sounds bad when I record it. Available everywhere in your computer. So let's. Is that actually? Do you spell that as 2 words? I don't trust this really. Did I do something else? No, this is odd. I'll look at that later. Or someone who's native tell me what I did wrong. Check the options to add Python to path, as this will make Python available everywhere in your computer. Then click install now, and now I'm going to switch to the right screen again. So let's do this. We check this and we click install now. That's my kid's pizza that's finished. I think he can check it himself. He's probably wanted more done than it is now. He's 13 and a half, so he can take it out of the oven himself. Yeah, oh. Right, what screen are we watching this one? I watched just a number of viewers and I realized it dropped to half when I was away for a bit, so I'm sorry for that. But I guess the people who are still here didn't really mind, maybe. What should I do? Should I start a video if I have to leave to make some food for the kids? Should I give an estimate of how long it will take? What would be helpful? Or what would be... should I have music on? But music is not the best thing to do, you know? You have to think about... Well, first of all, people have different tastes in music. So that's the first thing. So we have this. The setup was successful. Start with the online tutorial and documentation. Maybe I should mention these links that actually are in here. At the terminal, type pi to launch Python. Okay. So just pi. Maybe we should have a pi.py. That would be a lot of pi. Or search for Python in your start menu. This is kind of interesting. Well, if we click online tutorial, we have to test this. We get the Python tutorial, and we have the version number there. That's current, and we have lots of information. And if we click the documentation, we have current documentation. So there's also a development version, of course. People can read this themselves. Will they read this themselves? Then it says that here. Okay. Well, this seems like something I don't want to tell people to do since it's not the default. But they suggest it from Python apparently. So let's close this, and in the tutorial we're getting close here. But I think this, you now have Python installed, is what I said there instead on the close screen, because that's kind of what he said. And we can remove this bit. Environment variable should be set, but let's double check just to make sure. So which is the quickest way? Is it clicking here? Is it typing? No, display settings. I think it's typing. What if we do just type envar? Environment variables for just env. There we got them. And it added Python here to the user path. And that's good. Though I can't assume administrative privileges, so guess that's good. We can also see the paths, I guess. Oh, I did two. Oh, do I actually have to edit them to see what they are? Update a local. Can I F2 that? No, I have to click edit. Python launcher. Let's I'm thinking of the next thing, which is idle. The next part is idle. That's why we need this installed. And oh my. sorry. So if we Windows R that, and we paste this path, and we go there, we get this. So this is the Pi it was talking about. Launcher. I'm curious to know how new that is. Then we have 3 actually Python ones. I didn't like others as scripts. So if we do Windows R and open this path.
D0W1CKK says, "Hello, what are we doing today?"
Hello, welcome in. Today we're making a Python tutorial and we're checking stuff up to make sure that we know what we're doing and that it works. And we have all the parts of the instruction that we need for people to get this running. The first part here, we just installed Python and... Oh, I'm... My kid's calling. 1 second, this will be quick. Vad vill du hjälp gubben? Okej. So, my 13-year-old just needed some help. So we're just making an instruction here. And we just followed this bit, but we added check the add Python path. Oh gosh. I did spell that wrong. So Python available everywhere in your computer. Click install now. Let's make this, because I will be putting this also in the subtitles of the YouTube video that I'm going to make from this.
Nice, so we're teaching Python or Python 3.
Yeah, Python is kind of Python 3. You know, there's always old versions. But if we look at my right screen here again, when we made the installation, we got links to the documentation. And here's where we downloaded the latest version. You can see it's 3.12, so it's kind of long since... Let's see in the dates here. You can see 3.8, first release 2019. So if we're going to 2, what date will we have then? Let's scroll and scroll and scroll. No, am I scrolling the wrong direction even? Version 2 was long ago. Here we have it. Let's see, when did 3.0? It's this from 2012. So Python 2 is ancient. It's 12 years old. Or at least almost 12 years old. No, look. This is April 323 was before, well, I guess this is... There are even older... This was kind of odd. Oh, I thought read 3.0. Okay, we have to scroll even further back. So Python 3.1.3 is 2010. And here we have 3.1.2. Do we have 3.0? We're closing up to it here. Is there a 3.0.0? Oh, 2008. So we have 16 years, or 15 if we're kind, since Python 2 was actually the primary version. So it's kind of old. So Python is Python 3. That's how I see it, at least. There were kind of a lot of syntax changes, as you might have heard. So Python 3 is, well, it's kind of the thing. If you have real old stuff that are 15 years old, or someone hasn't changed anything since then you have these. When you install Python from this, you get these two links at the lost installation page. Yeah, and then you have lots of information until my tutorial is done, because then you'll have even more information or very easily available information, because ease of use is kind of the focus, and also not to make it take a million years or like an hour to get the basics of something you could say in 2 sentences. That's nice for the throat to drink something that's not just water. It's a Nippon soap. I don't know what you call that in. Is it Nippon in English? Let's just not Google on that machine. So now this is what I'm drinking. It seems to be a kind of Swedish thing, maybe.
Nah, I'm gonna like it for teaching def least interval self tasks. List str in end greater than end instead of def least interval self tasks in. Count me in.
And this is like also a basic course, you know. So this will be very simple. I can show you a part of, I guess, how far I will go in Python. I will do like classes, and is this the one? I'm not sure. But what I always do, let's actually do something that works instead of an example. The assistant thingy. This. Alright, sorry, I know why it looks off, cause I usually open my Obsidian in VS Code. And then you can see the Python code, because this is not very nice looking, but you kind of could see it here too, but it's easier with colors. Did it open? Well, that happened. I think my VMs are a bit heavy on my computer. So, can you still hear me, people?
Okay?
Yeah, did you see? Can you see me? Can you hear me and can you see me?
What time it is?
I'm actually going to look. Before I do anything else, I'm going to turn off
I can hear you.
one of the VMs, so you can't see me then. Oh, the camera is off. I think. Oh, let's see. I'm just closing the VM that we're not using. Okay. Let's see here. I'm just doing shutdown on the Windows 11 one, or if it was the Windows 10 one. I think it's the Windows 11 one. So, and then I'm going to click my activate on off on my camera. And did it close StreamerBot too? I think it seems to be up. Can't you see anything? Because it closed several windows. This was interesting. Especially since I didn't think I was using much stuff.
I can see your screen.
Yeah, but you can't see me there.
But not you.
No, okay. I'm giving it another go on the activate thingy. Then I may have to do something else too. I can turn that off for now. Good that you can see my screen. I'm thinking, what don't I need that I'm running? Because I know that my OBS behaves funny when I have too many tabs open in Firefox, and it's not supposed to crash from that, you know. And the TTS works as it should. That we know. I can hear it. I have another tab open there too, though. Let's close that one. It was actually watching the stream. I have something open on letting members in Discord groups assign roles. Join the Discord if you haven't. I'm going to fix the camera. Just closing a few things down. There, now we just have one Firefox running. And closing this down, and then we have one Firefox that I was not actually using. Let's save that one too. We can actually close Firefox. I don't use it right now. So we have StreamerBot, we have Sammy, we have the TTS, we have the virtual machine. That I would assume ate too much memory. Though, how much memory could I be using? Apparently, when I started VS Code, it didn't work. So I'm a bit curious, how did starting VS Code affect my camera? I do have Arian running that I haven't been using for several days. My machine has not been restarted in several days, in other words. No other. I have Discord. Discord always crashes my computer. Discord closed when this happened too. So I'm closing that fully. It was just still in the notifications there. So let's go for the camera now. Let's just... I'm turning it off fully.
Theo says.
I have fixed it 42.
I have a few problems, but I'm sure they'll be back.
Hope you are all good.
There, my camera. Yeah, I'm fine. How are you? Let me just... I usually do this every time I start the camera, because I don't have autofocus. So I half click the take a picture button. Welcome in, Theo. What's up today?
Good.
Good. That's good. And you caught me just when my computer... I started VS Code, and it said, oh, let's close a few windows. I think the error message actually said that. Closing a few windows. That's kind of interesting, error message.
Lol.
So let's again
Arduku says,
try starting Obsidian.
Your sound source seems to have changed.
Okay, let's see. Maybe my mic here too went and died. It was something with USB there, definitely. So my audio went crappy, I guess. I still have the same mic on
Hi
here.
B7H30.
I can remove this and we'll get speaker audio for a bit. Make sure they are not on and stealing the mic. So if you say something now, the TTS should go to the speakers and they're on. Yeah. So let me do a test here.
Fix it says.
Test.
Yeah. When I'm trying to test the TTS, see when you comment out your messages. Anyway, so the TTS works. Now the TTS will have an echo. I will do testing.
Testing.
So, and I will use the other ear here. So, does the mic sound as it used to? Is the mic okay? What do you think? Is the mic okay now? Did I fix something? Or did nothing change? For me, it looked good all the time. If you look at my OBS here, you can see so in my settings, I still have the blow mic specifically set here. That's my mic, and that's still there. But you know, Windows and audio, you don't have that much control. Anyway, so the stream just crashed.
Arduku says, it sounds okay, but when said, it sounded weird.
Okay, so I guess that maybe this stole the audio mic, you know, when OBS crashed and all that happened, so something odd. So now we have this open where we actually can see colors. There's colors. So this is how I do a class with the self parent in the init, and that's very useful. And I think we should be like that by default, but that's kind of we'll see how much I'll put into the course, but it will be learning programming from scratch for the first bit, and then maybe there'll be more. So I'll add parts, you know, I may never stop. Let's close this down and let's just check how our memory's doing. So yeah, we had 11 before, and then we did not have a VM running, and now we just have one VM left because I closed one of them, the one we weren't actually using. Kind of stupid to have it running anyway there. So maybe it just hit the roof, and OBS has been, I have to say, I recently for the first time installed plugins, and I'm not using much, but
Ivan Abel says, what about best font for programming in your IDE?
I care more about the size of the letters actually than the font. I don't have any. I like keeping the default if it's okay, because then you don't have less to set up. So, but the coloring is of course very nice. This is not nice to open in Obsidian code. So if we go down to the actual course text, because I have code that Python here then that I'm going to add. These are my thoughts on what I'm going to add, like basics. So I need to structure it a lot and, try to make it so that it's easy for people to learn. So, but the first part of Python is actually in this running Python from the command line bit. And we do hello world. That's the end of that bit. So then the actual, and also I mention variables. And it will be more in the Python tutorial for beginners. That's this part, or this course. It's kind of separate, but kind of attached to each other still. So this is kind of finished now, and I say kind of every other word. I'm sorry. It's very annoying when people keep repeating the same word. I know. I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to type let's and now first in every sentence when I do these, but I'm sure here's a now, here's a let's. Let's. I can see them everywhere. I have to go through and check everything so I don't add these all the time. Because you want to bind stuff together, but when I upload a video to YouTube and I find myself typing the text there and it's all these repeated, or even when I probably find it also when editing, the video, of course, cutting away. I know I did that last time. I cut away so many of those, or just muting that part to make it sound a bit better. So do you have a best font for programming? Anyway, we're going to actually go for idle now. That was the purpose of following this part of the instructions with installing Python. We won't do the Python command line test because I already tested that. And also, I'm not the kind of person that remembers the syntax for every language, but I usually just have to check it again, and then then you have it in your code and you can see it. So I know, I don't know if I know too many programming languages to remember separate all the syntaxes and the different ones, but I know that what did I Google for C# yesterday? I don't remember, but something, just what is the syntax for this, just to make sure, because the debugging in Streamabot is not perfect. So how far? Let's start with this one. This is from like a month ago. Oh, so that's kind of the introduction. That's the similar. Hi and welcome to this tutorial. This is the second part in my series on installing Python, setting up editors and getting them started using them. I also have tutorials on Python programming, and I've shortened this bit down. This was the first episode. So it says it's a tutorial for beginners and a quick intro to Python for programmers. Today we're going to take a quick look at the editor that is installed. I'm not sure I like that. Today we're going to take a quick look at the editor that is installed when you install Python. Maybe that's easy to understand though. Idle is an IDE, and this is the first. We tried Notepad and we tried the command prompt Python in the first one there. I don't really. Did we run it actually? Yeah, but I'm not sure. I may add something more here when I actually do it. I don't tell them how to exit the command prompt. So idle is an IDE, an integrated development environment. The difference between using a simple text editor like Notepad and using, and then I just stopped typing. Probably my kids calling, right? The difference between using a simple text editor like Notepad and using an IDE. What did I intend to type? I mean, there are lots of differences. And how much does idle do? I don't remember. It was at least half a year since I used it. That's kind of why I wanted to install it and really look to, and also to have exactly the same, you know, the menu options and everything. And I'll probably do the recording on a virtual machine too, so that it's not all of my old stuff in there. I used to actually have idle down here, but then I switched to VS Studio for that too. That's, my god, which is a new name. Microchip is a new name. Yeah. That's for like small processors and stuff. So I think I cleaned out most of the idle stuff. I had shortcuts on Python files and things before. But it's not like I'm suggesting that you use idle for Python programming. It's more that it's already there. So if you just want to get started, do it. It's easy, it's there, it's installed. But what we need to know now on the machine that was just going to do when the crash happened is to, let's see here. Alright, I need to put OBS up on my third monitor so that I can see when I switch screen. I want to confirm that I actually did it, that it worked. So we were just checking the paths, the different paths that this uses, and we had opened two of the directories, launcher and scripts. That's the two top ones, I think. So if we take edit on this, we see it enters script. This ends with, this is the one we haven't used. Let's copy this path. And this ends with launcher. So these are the paths that Python itself, if you check it, makes. And I don't assume it added this path here now. So that was the reason to go there. Let's close these windows, saving all that memory, right? And also let's Control R. Windows R, of course. Windows R, and paste that path. So now we have these three paths is what is in the path. And we have Python, we have Py, and we have pip. And the installation also said that we can run commands with Py. So I'm kind of interested in this because I have not seen this before. So let's just cmd. I think I'll do that instead of PowerShell. I don't know which one would assume is easier. If we type Py, this is the same with Python. Is this just if we stop that and we type Python? I would assume we get exactly the same text, no differences, right? So this is just a shortcut. It kind of looks like a shortcut too. Oh my god, that's big and odd. I'm curious. Let's make sure that you can see what I'm doing at least. So we know where it is, of course. We are in the directory. This is an exe file. Maybe we could have looked this when we were looking earlier on the text file naming. Let's try that at once. So if the properties is this, it says news. We can't see the .txt. But if we click in, oh, that version, that's not available here. Here we have the name at least. So details, you can see the name with .txt. That's good to know. There. So, and we have Python and Python W, and here we have Py and PyW. So they're like trying to make us type less, I guess, at the command prompt. The question is, should we use Python or Py? I would assume this has not been in so many versions, but we're doing the latest version. But Python, what do you think? Compatibility versus be modern versus what is easiest? Easiest is Py. Python is more compatible, probably. I'm getting AliExpress messages. Do I have cool electronic stuff arriving today? I'm curious. Yeah, stuff delivered. Should we see if we have some packages